Hey, how you doing? Brian Cain, your Peak Performance Coach here, and thanks for joining me with this Monday message. And this week we're going back to Las Vegas for the second of a 4-part Vegas series live with the Fuddruckers team. And in this video, we're going to share with you the power of perspective and how you can change your life by changing your perspective. How fast? That fast. Now what I want you to do is after you watch this video, please comment below on what your number one take home was from this video on the power of perspective. Well, let's go to Vegas.
Because we're talking about perspective. And perspective is reality. Perspective is what? Reality. Perspective is reality. Now, how many of you in your life have seen this logo many times? Raise a hand and say, I. Here's my question. How many of you have seen the arrow inside of that logo? Raise a hand, please. Let's take a look around the room. Okay, that's about half the room. 30 seconds, totally invited attention, please. Lock in here, sit up straight in the chair. Straight spine's an alert mind. Straight spine is a what? Alert mind. Here we go. Ready, set, and go. Fuds, you can change your life by changing your perspective. How fast? That fast. How fast? Snap with me. How fast? That fast. Here's why. You've seen this logo your entire life. And when you look at it differently, your life will change. What you want to do is, see, there's the aha experience right there, right? That's what we're talking about. This is what you want to share when you go back to your restaurants, you go back to your areas. Share this with the people that you lead. It is life-changing. If you take a look at the screen now, look at the arrow inside of the FedEx logo. And when you see it, you're going to go, holy shit, there it is. I've never seen that before. I've never seen this white arrow between the orange E and the orange X before. There it is, right? How many people today is the first day ever you've seen that arrow? Raise your hand and say, I. How many of you are blown away that you've seen FedEx logos for 10 years and never seen that before? Raise your hand and say, I. Here's the take home. Here's the take home. There are arrows inside of you. There are arrows inside of the people that you lead that have always been there that they have never seen before. There are arrows inside of that annoying customer that you have never seen before that maybe becomes a repeat customer for the rest of their life. There's arrows all around. What we've got to do as leaders, what we want to do as champions is help other people see the arrows inside of themselves. Get them to have a new perspective because perspective is reality. Perspective is what? Reality. Get them to see the arrows inside of themselves. Please share this when you go back. It is life-changing. And every day for the rest of your life. When you see a FedEx truck, guess what the hell you're going to look at? Arrow, you can't take your eyes off it. Now, can we get a little bit of music in the background, please? Because I do need a volunteer. Any volunteer that wants to come down. And volunteers that come down do get paid. It pays to be a winner, and it pays to play. Anybody want to come down? Come on. Any music in the back there, if we could? A little music. Very nice. That's a good selection. First name again. First name? Jim. Everybody say hi, Jim. Jim, we're going to show the power of perspective. This is a great another take-home you can use. You can use a broom handle. You can use a stick. You can use anything you want. I have a portable cane. Jim, what I would like you to do, my friend, is please try to balance this cane for 10 seconds, looking at the top of the cane. Here we go. 2 fingers, top of the cane, 10 seconds. We'll count. Go. 1. Everybody give Jim one power clap. 2, 3. Oh, point to him. Dominate the day. Now, Jim, what's going to happen is I want you to look at the bottom of the cane this time, and let's see what happens. Look at the bottom of the cane and watch if your performance improves or decreases. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I was going to make a funny joke about insurance and people getting hurt, and I froze. Next burger. Here we go. 1. Oh, 2. Okay. Now, go back to the top of the cane here, Jim, if you would, please. Back to the top of the cane and take a look at how much better his performance is. Ready, and go. 1, 2. Count with me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Music, please. Jim, question. How much easier was it to balance that cane looking at the top and the bottom? 100%. 100% easier. And so will it be when you can get your team to focus on the right keys. Use this cane. Someone's looking at the bottom of that cane. It's things you can't control. They're looking at the outcome instead of their response to the event instead of their response. Please write this down. E plus R equals O. Thank you. E plus R equals O. It was on the bracelet last year of Ohio State in their national championship run in football. Got a Buckeye over there. We got their national championship run in football when they used 3 quarterbacks to win a national championship. E plus R equals O. Events plus response equals outcome. It's not the events that happen in your restaurant. It's the response to those events that dictate the outcome. And no one's response is more watched than the leaders. E plus R equals O. And as we found that when Jim was balancing that cane, looking at the top of the cane, it was relatively easy. Bottom of the cane, it's nearly impossible. And you can use that for many different demonstrations with your team. Here's what I'd like you to do. At your table, I'd like you to talk about if you were to use the cane balancing activity at your restaurants or with your team, what's the top of the cane for you that if you focus on, you give yourself the best chance for success? What's the bottom of the cane that if you focus on, you will beat yourself? I think in the 10 years of doing this work, there's one trap we all fall into as performers and as human beings. We fall into the trap of focusing on things that we cannot control. One great example of the top of that cane would be what you can control. The bottom of the cane would be what you cannot. So on page 54, 5-4, please write down control what you can control. Control what you can control. My mentor, Dr. Ken Ravizza, author of the book Heads Up Baseball. It's a baseball book, but it's a positive psychology, life-changing book. That book I picked up July 4th of the year 2000, and it changed my life. First book I ever bought as a college student athlete. It was before my senior year. Don't know how that book ended up in my hand. Thank you very much, and it had changed my life. Heads Up Baseball. Heads Up Baseball by Ken Ravizza. Ravizza. He's a sports psychology instructor for 40 years at Cal State Fullerton, has over 40 years of Major League Baseball experience, is currently with the Chicago Cubs. The concept of one burger at a time comes from one pitch at a time, which is the name of his book, Heads Up Baseball, playing the game one pitch at a time. He's the one that Kat Osterman worked with when she was in high school and was projected to be one of the best pitchers of all time. My mentor for Cal State Fullerton for 2 years. So Ken Ravizza's 2 rules of control here on page 54. He says, rule number 1, you must be in control of yourself before you can control your performance. How many of you sometimes see your teams that they get out of control emotionally or stressed out because things are happening fast or not happening as fast as they need to, and their performance suffers because they're under stress? How many people see that? Please raise your hand and say, aye. Aye. Fantastic. Here's your antidote for stress. Oxygen. Breathe. Breathe. Haven't had a chance to be in open heart surgery transplant operating rooms, the corner of UFC fights? They both say a lot of the same things. Breathe. Breathe. Stay in the moment. Be where your feet are. Be in control of yourself. What's the one word? Breathe. Please write that word down there. You are in control of yourself if you can breathe.